I will play a little bit, not very much, but I also wanted to tell you a little bit about how I got involved with Doug, and then play something very short and then make a few comments about it. And that is, I and my team were working for a defense contractor way back in the 80s and 90s. And we were trying to put together mapping systems, cartographic systems, imagery, comment, HUMINT, SIGINT, just about every source of intelligence information the government actually could get their hands on. And we wanted this user interface that could actually click from one thing to another. So lo and behold, we found ourselves saying, hey, I think we're creating something like hypertext. And over there at Stanford, there's this guy that's putting on this workshop that says he invented hypertext. Okay. So being very curious about this, we actually went and spent 3 days. Adi, it must have been your workshop, March of 1992. Okay. And that ended up being quite a fruitful collaboration because we ended up hiring Doug to be a consultant to our project. And he was so promising that we took some of the government IR&D money because we were doing reasonably well. And we actually got Doug to plug the Deck 20 back into the wall and Raylene Pack to put the disk drive back into the thing. He found a couple of these corded key sets. We actually ended up using the corded key sets across a modem line from Sunnyvale all the way to Fremont, which is where the machines were being plugged back in. So we had to learn, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, etc. Okay, and learn how to actually use the corded key set. So to make a long story short, I've actually been so fascinated by Doug's ideas that when John wrote his book in 2005, thanks John, that's when we all actually met. I met a lot of you then at that time, and Maylin in particular was really a force to collect about 8 of us together, and we put together a conference on December 8th and 9th. Okay, we preceded the 9th because we wanted not just to look at what Doug had done, but to look at what is remaining to be done. So I'll give you 2 little data points. One is that in that conference in 2008, I actually asked Doug, I was lucky enough to interview Doug and said, Doug, of your vision, how much have we accomplished? We meaning the world, okay? And he said, half jokingly, and only half, 3.2%. Now, we actually did a second conference in 2010, in March, okay, of 2010. So a lot of things happened, but again, I asked Doug, how much have we accomplished? He gave us credit. He said 3.6%. So people talk about scalability. That's the scale that Doug talked about. That's the scale in which he thought about, okay? And so in 2005, before this, I was actually able to write him an email saying, this human system, tool system stuff that you're talking about, there's not enough emphasis. And he said, yeah, I know that. Nobody ever listens to me on this human system side, okay? So I was asking him, what prevents teams from scaling? What's that stuff that keeps us from aligning and really being able to just take the entire planet by storm and just head off in the right direction? We ended up talking about, things that you never talk about as technologists. It's stuff about ego. It's stuff about stuff being under the table. It's stuff about hidden agendas. It's stuff about compensation, recognition, turf, making decisions, who's in charge, who's the hierarchy, who's got the title. So our reflection was, even though technology keeps growing thousands folds every decade, why is it that when boards get together, we still operate off this manual called Robert's Rules of Order, which is, I think, about 140 years old. There have been a few refinements and edits to it, but the human system side has nowhere near kept pace with the technology side. So for these conferences in 2008 and 2010, we really wanted to focus on this co-evolution theme. And so a couple of collaborators and I, including Valerie, including Eileen, who's not here today, Dino Karabeg, David Price, we're now planning Program for the Future 2013 on December 9th. Okay? This is all very audacious. It's a very short time frame. We hope to find a place to hold it. We hope to get some of you interested in this. But we want to basically take the next step forward, okay? Because there's still another 96.4% to do, okay? And with that, I just want to play just a little bit and make a few comments, okay? because it's a solo voice. It's kind of hard to hear. Hasn't hit the climax yet, and it's looking for a lot of accompaniment. Thank you.